crypto pirates. Pew, 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 pew. Pirate fucking pew. Those are YouTube friendly pistolas / freaking blunderbusses because they don't like them. I wonder if they're going to shut me down for this.
I don't know, bro. You need to put them down though.
I found out that's why we got shut down last week.
Makes sense. Sword.
Hello, Hexicans. What is up, everyone? Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate, Captain RG3 with his fake blunderbusses and all. I think that I'm just going to give up on the tubes for the live streaming. Everybody, come on over to where they're not. Papa Labs, thanks for the lemon, buddy. Randy in the chat, thanks for the lemons. Bran, ice creams galore. Brands with lemons too. Jay Mills dropping a diamond, and Love and Hex donated a Ninja Guinea. Ahoy, mates! Ahoy to you, bro. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for supporting the one and only live. You can join in crypto Hex crypto show. Let's see. Jay Mills, thanks for the diamond, bro. Hector the Protector. Jay Mills dropping another diamond. Thanks for the Ninja Gee or for the ice creams and the lemons, everybody. Oh, diamond. OG Hex Hemp. OG Hex Hemp. 1, 2, 3, 4 diamonds. Maddie Allen. Thank you. You rock, Maddie. You rock. And then Love and Hex. No, keep YouTube too. I watch both simultaneously. What are you fucking crazy, bro?
Hit the like button, sir.
Hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on the Dlives because and see the little arrow up there, the little crooked. What do they call that when you have Peyronie's disease? The arrow with the Peyronie's disease. Click on that and share it to all your friends and family so that we can get the good word out on what cryptocurrency should look like. And that's what you're going to get here. You're going to get real, live crypto action. And we ain't going to pull the wool over your eyes or the rug out from under you or lie to you or cheat you or steal from you. And your kids are even safe here every once in a while. Every once in a while. Children of the grave, you're celebrating a 1-month streak. Don't give up on YouTube, RG. Bring the masses. Hey, Hex Outlaw, I do want to, but man, it's so hard to have fun, man. It's so hard to have fun. They just want to freaking gatekeep you and
nothing was going on. Loaded.
What's that?
Nothing was going on. You're just doing your God-given American right. The whole bear arm.
God-given. What Randy said, no medical types didn't get that joke, Captain.
Oh, and shout out to Randy. Hey, man, thank you for all the help, man. You rock.
Randy's the man. Randy's the man. He might.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I you think Randy's like the guy because of how he writes and how good he is and all that he's going to be the guy that's going to bring, the good to crypto. But he's got a dark side, bro. And he's got a real sick dark side.
What?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You don't want to see what's in Randy's closets, bro. You don't want to see what's in Randy's closet. He's
acting like I went to his house in Nicaragua and like it was too much. Like, what?
He's got a dark side, bro. He does. Believe you me, he does. But anyway, hey man, check this out. So finally. And thanks to all of you out there. I just want to show you what your lemons and your ice creams are doing. Let's see here. You see that?
Whoa, fancy.
That's just part. It's starting to trickle in now because we started to make our orders. So Hexologist, the technological fucking whiz that he is. He told me so we're shopping mics and we're getting the microphones and everything so that we can boost the production of our streams. He's like way ahead of us because man, he's just killing us when it comes to viewership and everything. But anyway, he's doing good. Congratulations, Hexo.
Hey,
You
for
you
sure.
deserve it. You're our man. And he made this show too. He's like single-handedly responsible for the community of Hex. Did you know that?
Yeah. I mean, I've also
I mean,
wondered.
we're not chopped liver. We help, but I
Yeah,
mean, he put this show together, put us
yeah,
all on it. You know, I mean, freaking
yeah.
guy's a
I
stud.
remember back in the day and stuff. I remember just like I was like back when my podcast was like doing no numbers, doing nothing really, and I was like, Hexo, can I go on your show? Can we hang out? And he was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, sure, let's do it. And, been history since,
The Mickey voice fucking kills me, dude.
Wait, no, that wasn't my Mickey, but I was like, oh boy. Don't take this as financial advice.
Okay. So this is so he's telling me all the equipment to buy, right? Because he's this equipment whiz when it comes to building the sets and everything. And he sent this to me. He said, "Bro, you got to get one of these." And I said, "Well, what is it, bro?" And he said, "I don't know, but it makes the mic go louder." That's his technical advice to me was the mic won't go loud enough unless you put one of these in the middle of it. I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a mic go louder thing."
Okay.
So
cool.
This is Hexologist told me this is the mic go louder thing. So mic goes in here, plugs in up here, and then goes to another little box that he told me. I said, "So what does this other little box do?" And he said, "I don't know, but it won't work without it." So it's the mic work thing. So this is the mic go louder, and the other box is supposed to be here in a minute is the mic work thing. It makes it do mic shit, he said.
That's tech. That's a tech term, though.
Yep. He said that makes it do mic shit, and this makes mic go louder. So I'm like, okay, got to have both of them. So there it is. It's coming in, folks. It's getting here. Oh. And by the way, on top of that, we got.
Ooh, nice Sony. Is that the new PlayStation?
What's that?
Is that the new PlayStation?
No, this is the A6100. This is like the streamer's dream, baby. This is the streamer's dream. This makes your shit look like you professional. All you gotta do is clean up your language, clean up how you look, and you like be a Maxi. All you take the bandana off, they said, put a chart behind you, put this camera in front, and you can say whatever the fuck you want, and everyone will believe you. And that's it.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna do that.
And that's all it takes, man. That's all it takes is a good camera, a chart, and the willingness to say anything at all, whether it's true or not. Yeah. That's it. Let's see. What's the chat talking about? That is why they still need the Navy brains. Oh, yeah, Randy. It's the crayons. It's all the crayons we ate, bro. It's all the crayons. And then what else he said?
He said that camera's the
This
wrinkle.
is not tech advice. You got that right. I didn't even look at the new camera. Yeah, baby. Is that the wrinkle finder cam? See, what's cool is I can take that shit out with that camera. I can get it to look good. Well, I don't know. It might get too close. It's not a camera. It's a face look better thing. Yep, that's what it is. It's a face look better thing.
A facelift camera.
That's what Hexo said. No, that's I don't know what it is. It's a face look better thing. There you go. Let's see. Someone has to take care of them and point them in the right direction. Might as well be us. You got that right, Motley. What's that? What flavor crayon was your favorite? Red. Now we can peer deep into the recesses and pain in their eyes. Yes. Peer deep. So yeah, guys, the studio is coming along. We're starting to grow it, and soon enough we'll be looking like a real crypto show. Like a real live one. Maybe we'll get credibility. Maybe they'll stop calling us scams because we'll be just like them, right?
Right. Yeah. My Bybit link is in the bio, you guys.
Your Bybit link is in the bio. Right here.
Right here, you guys. You can margin trade your life away. Go ahead.
Over there or over here. wherever it is, click on it and suck your life away. Yes,
Right.
yes, yes.
But hey, I did a good deed. I did a good deed. I can confirm that Crypty Girl is fully staked now.
Yeah. So I had a nice conversation with her. Dave, no, it's actually, I was talking to her today. They are, they want to do some collab stuff.
Oh, cool.
I think they're more interested in not having us on camera, just kind of like ask us questions.
Oh, okay.
That's what they asked me. They're probably going to have you on the show. They say they're bringing guys on the show. They just want to have, they just want to talk to me in private and ask me questions. They don't want me on the show. So they want the creepy old guy on the show with all of the young ladies. They just want me to sit down and I guess educate them or something. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. They invited me on. I'm going on January 4th on the peep this name for the show, Macho Monday show. They have a Macho Monday. It's an all girl stream, but they allow guys on there on Mondays.
So that's right. Yeah, that's what they're telling me.
Yeah.
So JFK666 says, you are not only a real crypto show, you're the crypto show, bro. Damn straight we're the crypto show. We are the crypto show. We are the only thing that's going in crypto because we tell the truth. So that's why I want to have a little harsh reality with everybody today, bro. Right. Because I'm seeing some shit that I don't like in our own community. And right. It's enough I get shit from the Maxis, right. And fucking the DMs are creeping me out, dude. I mean, they're just creeping. They just pop out of nowhere and they say these weird things and throw question marks and stuff like, what is this? Who are you? What are you saying? Why are you trying to wreck people? All these weird kind of messages I'm getting. But I'm getting shit from our community too. I'm starting to hear and see things that is like, like you took all the heat for, look, everybody in the whole fucking Hex community knows that DC is a crypto guy. He creeps and crawls into other cryptos. He doesn't shill other cryptos here. He doesn't talk about other platforms here or anything like that, but he researches them all the time. And all of his other streams that he does on top of this one is loaded with other, talk about other cryptos. But he's respectful of the Hex community and he doesn't bring it here, but he has macro crypto economic information that he can pass along to you guys. He's a smart guy. That's why he's on the show. That's why he got into Hex in the first place, is because he understands the crypto world and he got involved that way. And he even, started streaming with all of us because he felt so strongly about it. So for those of you who are giving my man here any crap about the stuff he does on the side, you need to freaking check yourself, because he was here before most all of you. Yeah. Most all of you fucks.
Really?
And he's an OG. He's always been respectful to Hex. And he's taking crap from, too many people. He's an asset to our community, guys. And you guys should be supporting him because of that. And not giving him shit for the stuff that he does outside of the Hex community. Crypto's still there, guys. So it needs help. It needs a lot of help. And guys like him are definitely doing that. He doesn't go out and shill margin trading and all that kind of shit. He talks against it. But he talks to people about how to navigate macroeconomically through the crypto space. If you are out there, if you are one of those people who are dabbling in the other stuff, he's your man. And like I've said many times here in private, he and I have had a lot of conversations about, other cryptos that he's told me, hey man, this thing right here is fucking dynamite, solid crypto, boom, boom, boom. And a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, the shit freaking moons. The shit goes up. The shit starts to move. So I'm telling you, he knows his business. So go chill, guys. Just chill and quit acting like Maxis yourself. It's not any fun. It isn't any fun. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to have fun. We're here to talk about Hex, and we're here to educate people and help people from saving them from not being wrecked.
Right.
And that's what Hex's message is. That's what Hex is trying to do, is get people away from the projects that are bad, from the things out there that are not right. I mean, obviously there are other cryptos that are still viable projects, viable products. Ethereum being one of them, and so we can't just sit here and say, well, everything in crypto sucks. Now everything in crypto can be improved. There are a lot of suck out there, and Bitcoin isn't king as far as I'm concerned. But the situation is the situation out there. So
Right.
listen to my man when he's trying to teach you guys how to navigate through it. If you're one of those that are out there doing it, I know some of you watch his streams, and then chill and quit acting like a bunch of freaking Hex Maxis. It's ugly. You don't need to do that. All right. Because we are the best thing going. You guys can stand on that alone. Hey, thanks for the diamond, Hector the Protector.
Hey, you're about to make me cry, bro. Like, for real, thank you for all those kind words, man. Holy
what
shit.
Do you mean? Yeah, pirates don't cry, bitch.
I know. I cry rum. There you go.
Yeah. XOG, thanks for the diamond, bro. Thank you. What's that?
I cry rum, but I cry Kraken rum.
Kraken rum.
Kraken rum. No, but thank you so much for those kind words, man. It's just dude,
it gets hard. It gets hard, and it's not about being soft or anything like that. It gets, when you're working so hard and you're putting in the time and you're giving back to the community for nothing. I mean, I don't pay you. I mean, every dime that so far has come into this has gone so that we can increase production, and we're trying to get your production up in this place first, and yours, and all that kind of stuff. So we haven't taken a dime from any of this. It's all gone back into it so that we can improve the Hex community and give them something that they can be proud of, that they can be part of. So that's all we've been doing. And you too, that's all you've done is give back. And you do a lot of other things, and you've come on here maybe one or two times and talked about those other things. And I think, you've been fair. You've been fair. You haven't used this to shill anything. And then when you do come on and say, look, you deserve it. So when you do come on here and you guys have something to say about what you got going on, I'm okay with it. And you and I both talked about it, and we said, hey, we're going to, I'm in agreement with how you approach the crypto sphere and how you approach the Hex community with your things. And, you've always been respectful, and you deserve to be able to do that without taking shit from, people in this community, because you've given a lot back to them. You have. So anyway, Bran says he loves you, Moses. Uh-oh, Bran, easy boy. Don't piss off the captain, bud. Don't piss off the captain. Pay it forward the Hexican way. Yes. Is crypto becoming partisan? This isn't the elections. Crypto has always been, everything's fucking partisan these days. Yeah. It's like everybody's got like a point. Nobody wants to listen to anybody else, And to be honest, I've been listening to too many other people out there for too long. You guys in these fucking YouTube freaking messages and shit. God damn, man. Go freaking somewhere else. You're not saving anybody here. I'll guarantee you that. If you're in, commenting, trying to concern troll us or any of our people that come on the show, you're not doing anything to us. We're not listening. You're not buying what you're selling, So just be on your way and go do your thing, and let us do ours, because there's people out there that need to hear our message.
Right.
We got to get it to them.
And one way I've been really trying to like get Hex out there is like I jump into these other communities.
Yes.
And kind of like I show them a mirror, like look what Hex is doing here and here and here and here. Well, let me explain to you how your coin's doing this and this and this and this. And then they're like, no, they're not. Look into it. They come back to me and they're like, whoa, holy crap. I didn't notice that, right? It's just like these cryptos are obviously doing things worse than the Hex because they're not trying as hard, but I've been able to bridge gaps in a lot of communities and bring in a lot more different people into this and stuff, because like you guys, I've been saying this for a really, really long time. I think I even said this on the first stream I ever did with Hexo, is like, if we're gonna get adoption, we can't get we leave the vinegar and the lightning and thunder and piss and shit. We leave that to Rich, you know. When if these big influential guys are trying to come at us, you know, Rich will knock them the fuck out. But we can't start a shitstorm with other community. I mean, obviously, if they hit with us back, we hit them back. But like, you can't do vinegar all the time. And I'm catching a lot of you guys doing vinegar too much. You know, nothing's wrong with like I like with like when someone talks a little smack, right? You guys just hit them with facts first. Hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, and you hit them, and they're like, "Fuck, these aren't bots," and that's beautiful. But you guys it's a fine line between giving information and just you're constantly like, "You stupid fuck," and this and this and this. You know, like we have to keep everything good, you know, and kumbaya and stuff and everything. Because I mean, remember why all of us got into crypto was to make money.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, everybody. I mean, Hex is the most honest thing in the world. It really is. It's like, it truly allows you to be like, yeah, I came here for the fucking sick gains. I came here for the 166. And it's true. You know, that's what we're doing. Like, why am I lying? You know.
So check this out. So I have a confession.
Okay.
I sold some hacks.
What?
Yeah, I sold some hacks. So here's the situation. So I took a handful of coins that I was going to gift to Mama, to my wife, you know, right, for Christmas time, you know, here, have a nice Christmas, you know. And so I staked a few, you know, because all my stakes are long. But I did put a handful here for Mama, right? And the funny thing is that when it came time, so I told her, I said, you know, hey, I got something for you. It's you know, this crypto is really doing well, and I just want to, you know, show you and give you a little, you know, boost for Christmas time. So I it's time for me to fucking do it, right? And I'm looking at the hex price, just like fucking just pump, just a little pump, right? You know, I can't hold no more, right? I gotta put some money in her account, or it's just looking like 2018 all over again, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's like freaking killing me, right? It's killing me. I don't want to do it, and it's like rock bottom for the last. It to me, it's rock bottom. But then I took a look at it and I go, wait a second, wait. Step back, RG. Step back. Step the fuck back. How much was that shit worth when you put it in there? And now what's it worth? Son of a bitch, take some gains, give Mama some money, you cheap bastard, you old dirty pirate, and shut the fuck up and quit. So I gladly took it, put it in her bank account, and she was ecstatic, and it felt good. It did. It felt good. It was like, you know what? I made gains, but I've been turning into such a stake miser, into such a hex miser.
That's in the lexicon now. I'm writing that down. The heck, a stake miser.
I'm a stake miser, bro. I was like, no, man, that shit, I could take this and put it out like 10 years, man. This is a whole freaking Lamborghini right here. I don't want to get, you know, it's nothing. It's Christmas presents right now, you know? And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What have you been teaching everybody and talking to everybody out? It ain't worth shit until you put it into cash and spend it on something, right? It ain't shit unless you're putting that crypto to use in paying a bill or buying yourself something, or, you know, getting your house payment done, or doing like some of these other guys have done, like, you know, pay for their schooling and all that kind of crap. So instead of having a shit Christmas, you know, this year because of COVID and we were struggling too, like a lot of people, you know, my business, I shut my business down. I started this new job, but hey, there's been a gap with all this shit, you know? So I was able to do that, and that felt freaking good. And at first it was a mind fuck, but you know what? Did what we said we should do, is realize some gains, make your life a little better, make your life a little easier. Do those things with money that money's supposed to do for you, and give you a little bit of freedom, you know?
Right.
So that happened.
selling for a good reason is a good reason. That's
Fucking Motley says we're gonna need to eat that Lambo RG3 dumped on us. I knew those 1 million hex sell-offs were.
It was you, Archie. I knew it.
You fucking chain analysis, man. That shit's got to stop. You guys all got to stop with the chain analysis crap, man. That's
every time
freaking Brennan fucking silver, man. You know that there's nothing more mortifying than seeing your freaking address up on one of Silver's streams.
Right.
You don't want that. Well, I guess you do want that, but you don't want that.
You know what? Every time a whale sees Silver, things like Silver.
Yeah, stop it. I remember Hexo showing my freaking mine one time on stream. I was like, God damn it, what are you fucking doing, Hexo? I am the steak miser. Yes, I am the steak miser. I didn't want to do it, but it felt good. So if you got some gains, go spend a little, especially if you're an early guy, because I looked at what it was really worth, when I got it, and I'm like, you fucking cheapskate. Don't even think twice. You give that shit to mama right now, Yeah.
I know some other, I mean, we've been in Hex for such a long time when the price was just, you think I laugh at some of the new hexagons, and some of the old G hexagons are like, oh my God, the prices are so low. How could we survive? We were fucking surviving at a Satoshi.
I mean, we were happy. We were happy when it was 10, when it was 5, when it was, 15, when it was 50. I remember when it was 50 Satoshis, it was like, oh, whoa. Hexo was like, oh my gosh, it's 50 Satoshis. Look at where we're going.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And somebody asked, what did your wife say? Hey, I noticed a difference now in her attitude towards this, because I mean, the last thing that she likes seeing is when I got fucking Amazon boxes coming to the house, and there's been a lot of Amazon boxes coming to the house, for the studio.
Like the tax man. Hey, where's my?
She's like, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? What's going on here? Where's my? You promised me big payday, bastard. Come on. And I'm like, no, just give me just the next pump, baby. The next pump. Fuck, no, next pump. Pump now, bitch. Crypto now. Hey, so check. I got another story here. Okay. So when I went to go get this thing, so I eBayed it, right? So this camera ain't no joke. This is like fucking $900, $1,000 camera, right?
Yeah.
And well, RG's not going to pay that much for it. No way. I'll go I'll go down to Inglewood and go. Somebody's trunk got one of these in it. I guarantee you, right? So,
damn it.
So all I got to do is go to the freaking, go to the El Tapatio down there in Inglewood and go into the parking lot, and there's some dude's going to be like, I'm going to say camera, and they're going to three trunks are going to go and open up, and the guy going to step out, and I'm going to go, yeah, that one right there. Yep. How much is that one? A couple hundy, man, couple hundy. And here it is. Well, anyway, I didn't do that. What I did is I went on eBay and I found one I liked.
Nice.
And it was priced good, man. And then so I sent the guy a message, says, hey, dude, we sent him an offer. And he said, I live over here. Where do you live? I was like, dude, I'm next city over from you. He said, well, let's meet tomorrow and I'll give it to you if you, cash it out, cash money type of deal. So I went there in the parking lot, did the parking lot deal. Nice young man, though. He owned his own camera shop, and this was sitting on the floor or whatever.
Yeah,
it's his floor model. Nobody ever touched it; it just sat there in the case, and box everything. And then he gave me 2 bags, a tripod, all the trimmings, lens covers, lens softener things, whatever. A whole cleaning kit. Comes with the kit lens, the whole thing, man, for like half the price of the camera. I mean, it was freaking awesome. So, of course, I went and bought all the accessories. But yeah, did that. That was a parking lot deal, man. And guess what?
What?
I onboarded him today.
Nice.
Yeah. So he was like, "Hey, so what are you doing? You a photographer, or what are you doing with this?" I said, "No, man, it's for a live stream camera." He's like, "Oh, that's a nice live stream camera. What do you do for a live stream?" Told him I'm into crypto. He's all, "Oh, I got crypto," and of course that sparked a conversation. And I told him about Discourse Syndicate. I don't know if he's on. He said he might not be on tonight.
Nice.
But he's going to come and check us out. He said he holds Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's just been sitting there, and he's had it for years. He said, "Yeah, I don't spend it. It's just sitting there for years, waiting for it to do something." And I said, "Well, why wait for it to do something? Why? Let me tell you about Hex." So I told him about Hex, and he's like, "Really? So you mean it grows just sitting there?" I said, "Yeah. So instead of watching the ups and downs, while it's doing its ups and downs, it's actually growing versus just sitting there like a fucking lump, right?"
Right.
So all Bitcoin does, all Ethereum does, is just up and down in price. Hex grows and grows and grows and does its up and down in price. So if you want to be a trader, you can trade Hex. But if not, your Hex is growing, period. You're always gaining value on it. So he onboarded and he was happy, and he wants to come watch a show, and it's cool. We got a camera guy now. So gonna get
the camera guy.
when we get the we start to set your studio up, we'll hit him up for your camera.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Oh.
RG pulled a trucker Kareem move. Oh, what was I talking too long? Is that what you're saying, Motley?
No, they're saying that camera guy isn't real and that it just fell out the truck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I rolled somebody for it, right?
Yeah. He's like, "Wow, I found a cool tripod with it too, and everything, man. Lanyard and everything."
Oh boy! Oh, now the chat's just degenerating. You guys. Okay, so we have a guest. And
yes, we do.
He's your guest, and he's our friend, and he's a smart motherfucker. That's for sure. Let's bring him up, our buddy. Look into crypto. Where's he at? Let's see. What's happening, dude?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Good.
What have you been up to?
Well, I started going back to work again recently, so there's that. So that's now back in the schedule. But yeah, work, hockey, crypto has been pretty much the big three the last probably couple weeks. So
what do you do?
So I work for an oil and gas company. The company is so it's I work in San Diego in tech. Like the first 4 years I worked in energy storage with battery packs, and then the last couple of years I've been in the oil and gas industry, and then I'll likely pivot over to maybe back to like the renewable side within the next probably 2 years. So yeah, that part's going okay. I would say that's more of the job. Like it pays the bills. It lets me buy crypto, and then just kind of focus more on the hobbies that I actually like doing, which is things like crypto and hockey. So pretty good. Yeah, I have a pretty good setup. I don't have really too many complaints, so pretty happy with what I have.
Dude, we got to go do a lunch one day. I work in Poway. So
you work in Poway, dude. So I used to play at the there's a rink off of Scripps Poway Ranch.
Yeah. That's rink is right down the street from my job.
Oh, seriously? Yeah, I played pickup there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is before the shutdowns. Yeah. I played there
2 doors down. Well, actually, it's right next door to my warehouse. That's a trip. Because that's where the Ducks practice too, right?
Yes. So that's their practice facility. Since the shutdowns, it's kind of up in the air as far as like what they're gonna do with that facility. It's owned by I think it's owned by the owners of like the Anaheim Ducks. There's some kind of close ties there, so they'll likely still hold on to that rink.
Yeah.
So I'm still playing. I'm playing pickup near Mira Mesa now, which is it's still really close to Poway. It's just there's Mira Mesa, and then the next exit is Scripps Poway that goes to that rink. So
sweet, dude.
Really good setup. Yeah,
I'll shoot you a call. We'll try and go get lunch or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on.
Right.
So oil and gas industry, nice.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually do think that industry is nuked, to be completely honest, over the next really forever. But they'll be around for a while. I mean, like the job that I have is really, I have a pretty cool job in terms of like the flexibility. Like we work remote, so as long as like you're getting your stuff done, you have flexibility as far as like setting up your day. So that's pretty awesome. Don't want to give that up. So, cause that lets me do things like play. I can, clock out for 2 hours in the day and just come back. So, that's pretty awesome. No complaints there.
Nice.
Children of the light, man.
Shame on you, children of the grave. Shame on you.
What did he say? Oh my God.
But they won't kick us out they won't kick people off for that. But
right.
Anyway,
I've heard Silicon Valley swings that way, from what I've heard.
Silicon Valley, that's where you're at.
No, sir.
Well, you're right up there.
I'm not near that. No.
You're closer than us. That's for damn sure.
Shit, man. There's a barrier. There's a wall that Trump built. This is Trump.
Oh boy.
But beautiful, man. Wow, there's some dead space. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to talk.
Oh, okay. So
does my mic sound any different?
It's louder. It's a little louder.
It's louder.
It sounds louder.
I did some work on it, and I don't know. I thought it sounded better, but it might just be me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'm actually having Wasabi help me on the course I'm doing. Actually, he's
yeah. That's why we have him on today, right?
Right. I don't want to. I don't want to spill all the beans because me and you are working on something for next year.
Yeah,
and I'll give you guys a bit of a hint towards the end of the show and stuff, but it's freaking awesome. Like, so I'm going to on this next course, I'm going to talk a little bit of hex to the guys towards the tail end of the course. Once I get everyone, because what I do with the course is I take a lot of like beginner, intermediate, and some advanced guys, but most people who end up getting into the course typically, are intermediate to beginner. So we try to get them up to the level of like getting to use Uniswap, because like I've tried to get people into hex and they're like, what's a Uniswap? What's a Uniswap? What's a MetaMask? Like I'm just a good, they all they know is Coinbase, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it takes the first week. We pretty much kind of get the basics in, how to use a cold storage wallet, how to use Uniswap, which exchanges to use, blah 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 this, blah 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 that, and then how to move Ethereum. And then once we get everyone up to kind of using that, then I show them how to use Uniswap.
So here's what's beautiful about this, what you're doing, and I want to explain this so that the community understands, why we even talk about this or allow it, or everybody in here that is OG crypto, you had to go learn somewhere, and you got the piss beat out of you. You made a lot of mistakes. You wrecked wallets. You lost coins. You got scammed. You bought into scams. You bought into coins that got wrecked. You own shit that ain't worth a shit that you're only holding on to because you spent so much money on it. So you guys all paid your dues. You paid your dues and your OGs. And you're trying to onboard people with that knowledge. Now you got to understand something. Like, for instance, my teenagers, when I tell them, hey, Dad's been there, you need to listen to what I'm saying. They listen, but they're really not. They're hearing what I'm saying, but they're not listening to what I'm saying.
Right.
And that's because, that's how people just react. Like your mom knows you. So don't try and fucking tell her what crypto is. She knows all the stupid shit you've done all your life, all the shit that you got scammed in, all the dumb crap that you pulled off, wrecking the car, coming in drunk at night, losing girlfriends and boyfriends, and your mom knows you. So she ain't trusting you 100%, right? And your brother-in-law, your friends, your family, they know you. So they're like, on top of crypto being leery, you're leery to them too, just to let you all know. For the most part, people who know you go, yeah, you've been susceptible to all kinds of shit.
Right.
And not everybody's like that. For those others, it's a little easier for them to do that. But here's what things like your course does: is it allows you to point somebody to something that they can go learn the basics.
Right.
Learn how to onboard into Coinbase. Learn how to turn your fiat into crypto. Learn what Bitcoin is. Learn what Ethereum is. Learn what a wallet is. Learn what wallet security is. Learn what hard wallets and hot wallets and soft wallets and all this stuff is. Learn how to offboard your crypto, how to get back into fiat. Do it once, twice, 3 times. Send a transaction here and there with somebody that you can trust, with somebody that you can not know their past and feel confident that, hey, I'm getting some good information. So that's the value in it, is that you can hand people over to courses like this and things like this and say, hey, go learn the basics in crypto, learn how to read a chart and learn its macros. I'm not talking about trading. I'm not talking about, any of that stuff. What I'm talking about is looking at a chart and seeing what a valuable crypto looks like. When you look at the Hex chart, that's a badass chart. That's a badass chart. You look at it historically and you go, holy shit, that thing is a strong motherfucker. And you can look at other cryptos that way too. And you can look at the rest of the ecosystem like that. So what I'm saying, to make a long story short, I guess, is that, handing those basics off to somebody else versus you trying to get frustrated and teach somebody like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do what I tell you. That'll wreck you, because it wrecked me. And then they're like, wait, you got wrecked? What the fuck do I want to listen to you for? So handing them over to somebody to give them the basics, and then you can bring them in and tell them about Hex, or send them to, somebody who's going to teach them about Hex or our streams. But onboarding people and teaching them the basics of crypto and macroeconomics in crypto is a good deal, is a good thing. So that's why, what you guys are doing, I think, is a good thing for crypto. Thanks for the diamond brand. And Hector, thanks for the ice creams and lemons and stuff.
And you won't get any bigger spokesperson.
Mendoza, thanks. Good to see you, bro. Johnny No Good. Thank you. Do pay your taxes or your mom will be upset visiting you in the pokey. Yes, Papa Boner. Yeah. Mama will not be happy just going to see you in the pokey.
Right.
So anyway, I've been talking a lot tonight so far. So
it's beautiful, man. I thank you so much for that. That explanation. I mean, that's exactly what's kind of going on. Is like usually my favorite people are people brand new to crypto, but we also just help. Like, we help a lot of people who already have a lot of experience in crypto, but we help them just fill in holes in their game, right?
Yeah.
And two, one thing that we really teach, or like one thing that me and Charlie really push, is not to be a freaking maximalist. Yeah. The maximalist. I mean, even Richard said he was a maximalist at a certain point, and then he's like, "Dude, Ethereum's awesome," and we have Hex now because of that. Because of that, like him being such a smart guy and deciding like, "Yo, this isn't so bad, and I can use this ecosystem to create something good." Now we have Hex, and now look, all of us are here because of that one decision of just. I mean, being a maximalism is like being a racist. Like, it doesn't. What is it? It doesn't serve you.
A crypto supremacist.
A crypto supremacist, right? But in the crypto mindset Q1 course, like we basically just give you kind of a breakdown of what's going to happen in the next quarter, but we also long term, we were pushing these long term values: buy and hold, don't over trade. Some really like pragmatic sort of stuff. Like, let's just say you're up like a crazy amount of money. Crazy. I mean, like let me tell you the truth. I have a lot of guys in there. We've run at least over 100 guys in the course already. And I'm not going to give you exact numbers, but a lot of guys, shooting $5,000 to $100,000. That's their portfolio, right? And some of these guys now have like really multiplied their accounts now. So they've gone into Hex, they've gone into some other tokens as well, and they've done a 4x or 5x since last quarter. And for some of them, this is the most money they've ever had in their life. And a lot of them were like, they were not sleeping because it was like, wow, I have $100,000 for the first time in my life. And he's like, yeah, it's just so crazy. It keeps going up and down. Okay, sell a little bit and put some in your bank account, because I know why you're fucking stressing out, because you got $1,000 in your bank account and you got $100,000 in crypto. Come on. I mean,
you're right. You're right. I went through that, just now, and being able to take that and transfer it in and turn it into, Christmas is like freaking good feeling, man. It's a good feeling to be able to do that versus it just sitting there and going, grow, fucking grow, moon, bitch, moon, and then what do? You watch it and go, now just stay there. No. No, why didn't I?
Monica. But it's so crazy. We teach them, buying and holding, dollar cost averaging. I mean, of course, dollar cost crypto, of course, but like dollar cost averaging, laddering in, laddering out, and we keep pounding these basics in them, because you've heard it from Richard like 100 times. Like, I mean, really, it's like the two people who make the most money in crypto are founders and hodlers. It's the truth. I mean, obviously, look, if you got a gigantic run up in Ethereum, shit, I'm diversifying in some Hex. Of course, right? But every person is different. I mean, like you tell people, we've had a couple degenerates. I'm talking about degenerates in the course, and we've helped them stop being like degenerates and stuff. Tom doesn't mind if I say this. Tom was a full-on degenerate. I mean, jumping in from scratching lotto tickets to like dumb Ponzi, I mean, everything. And now he's a full-fledged Hexagon now, fully staked out. 555. Shout out to Motley Investor for helping him get his first 555 stake out as well. And
Motley, you did something good.
Now, this is the beautiful thing about Hex too. Some of these, like, it takes a while to take these guys from this short-term mentality, right? You have to instill, like, because most people, when they hear about crypto, all they hear about is freaking Bitcoin, right? So you give them the Bitcoin, you give them the Ethereum, then you expand their horizon in the world, and they're like, wow, it's a whole new world. Look at all these cryptos out here now. Will I get some Hex in my pocket? Right?
We gotta get you singing, man, for real. I get you a freaking what do they call that? The what's that thing that does the voice? Not a harmonizer, or what do they call that thing?
Wait, yeah, auto-tune, right? Yeah, it's like
auto-tune. We gotta get you auto-tune.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then it's just it's just beautiful and stuff, right? But obviously, like from my side, right, I teach the whole macro side, which is just basically like current events as well as like future events that can be unfolding in the future for the crypto, as well as, is this crypto even worth a damn putting your money in, right? I give the case for Hex, I give the case for Ethereum, Bitcoin, the basics. But then we also have like Charlie on the other side right there too and stuff, and he's like, he shows you the basics of the chart, so you can, like, is it a good time to buy the price, right? It's dollar cost karaoke.
Oh, that's karaoke.
Right.
Like, I didn't take profits, and now I have nightmares of shoplifting beef from the grocery store. Learn from me. Papa Boner. Oh, yeah. Love just saying his name.
But it's things like this, because some people have trouble. Like most people who are in crypto, who have ever even heard of crypto, all they've heard is either XRP at $3 and it fucking went to shit, or like Bitcoin. Wasn't Bitcoin at 20K last year? Like, we're not in the all-time highs. It's a scam. And we're trying to get them to jump into Hex. We need to help them bridge themselves a little bit. Some people are so much easier to convince. You talk to them. Relationship.
Then you try and bridge them into Hex, and the first thing they're going to do is, because, like I said, none of your friends trust you. They know you, right? Your family, your friends. It's like your mom cleaned up your room and saw your dirty shorts and everything, and she don't trust you because she knows you. So you got to let somebody else kind of teach them those things. You start freaking jumping out of the bushes and screaming, Hex, man, Hex is gonna make you fucking rich. You gotta get in. You gotta stake. Oh, the gains, the fucking man. They're gonna be like, oh God, here he comes again. You know.
Yeah.
Let them ease their way into crypto and understand, because it's a very difficult space to navigate. It's very difficult, and turning it over to professionals, turning it over to people who can help you onboard people. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are good at it. Now, if you're good at it, have at it. We need you. You're an advocate in the community. And there are people like Motley. There's people out there that can go do this stuff, like Johnny and Gary and Hex. All these people that are they can do that, but not all of us are that good. I mean, there's 200 people watching the stream right now, and they want to tell their friends and family about Hex. Well, you got to tell them about crypto first if they're not in crypto, because if you're just figuring out Hex for the first time yourself, it's going to be a very hard sell or a very hard tell or a very hard learning experience for them, because you don't maybe know the crypto space so well. And maybe you should learn before you start to onboard people. So there's always also that. So get yourself a crypto education from people who have paid the price and went through the school of hard knocks and took the lumps and did all that shit, and learn what wallets are and how to move crypto and what yield farming is and what scams look like and what DeFi really is and what can happen to an exchange and what can happen to a DEX and your risks and your rewards and all of those kinds of things, because it's all weighted risk. One exchange is riskier than another exchange, and you got to understand all of that stuff before you start going out there and just diving in, or you end up like most of us, lumps on your head.
Yeah. 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 And, and I'm pretty happy to have Wasabi helping me out as well. He's like a fountain, a fire hose of information. Like, this guy is so smart. Like, I told him about Hex and he figured it out in like 3 seconds. And I was like, what? But how?
Dude, not only did he figure it out, but I remember the first time I listened to him, I was on my way to, like, I don't know, Arizona. I was driving somewhere, some freaking state somewhere, and I'm listening. I'm like, holy shit, this guy fucking got it already. He figured it all out already, that we had been talking about on the show, some of these things, and he had already figured it out, like in his first 3 days of getting into Hex, Brilliant young man. By the way, we want to talk to you about your brilliance and what's the charts looking like for Hex, man. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, so the USD chart looks pretty good. So it's definitely what I would consider. It's definitely like in a good spot for accumulation. If you actually look at where the price is trending right now, it's what I would consider like it's in a good spot where you can, like, if you don't already have a bag, or this is really just for new people that are coming in. This is actually kind of an opportune moment to introduce people, because as the price is going sideways, they're actually getting a much lower risk entry, even just for like their long-term stakes that can pay off like pretty substantially. So it's in a good spot. It just might take whenever you have like an impulse like to the upside, it's indeterminate as to like when that's specifically going to happen. But like the chart pattern that I'm seeing for Hex is very typical, that you see where the asset accumulates for a while, but then when it makes a move, like, it's really fast. So you have these opportunities with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, where the price is going sideways, and that's like really, like, when everybody else is like all bearish or whatever, like those are usually the times to really start buying, like, and just basically ease your way in. Even for now that we're basically past the big payday, the share price is still pretty reasonable for long-term stakes. So you're still getting in relatively early. Like, even if you don't have those Genesis shares, like, there's still a huge risk to reward opportunity for those long-term stakes. So I would say everything looks like it's on track. It's really just once there is, let's say, like another impulsive wave for Hex, that'll set some kind of trend line, I guess, that the price chart's following. But you basically have to wait for that impulsive wave to happen to like have an idea of like what that macro trend line looks like. Because at the end of the day, like when you look at charts, you're basically looking at it in hindsight. Like you don't know what's going to happen in very short time frames. But over time, like as you get more and more data, you can start to get like better predictive models as far as like what the price is going to do. But I definitely took advantage of the discount after the big payday. That's the good thing is like a lot of short-term speculators were shaken out. So they don't have really many coins that they can dump on the market. And that just basically is a good opportunity for somebody to dollar cost average their way in and then just understand the staking because I would say like moving forward, the stakers are going to make some pretty wild gains, like especially those that have a ladder that goes out 10 to 15 years. Because I mean, you're talking like some absolutely mind-blowing multiples as to what the stack size increase will be. So I would definitely advocate having like kind of a staking focused mindset, and then you could still hold some liquid Hex as well. But definitely keep in mind like the long-term stakers are going to make the most money by far, like just with the amount of interest that they're going to be getting, especially with 40% APY right now. Because I really do think like the right now the sweet spot that's still like relatively reasonable to get in, while the opportunities there is actually going to be the squid bracket. Like that's still relatively affordable for people to get into that bracket. But after once the next like impulsive wave starts, it's going to cost like $20,000 just for somebody to break into like the squid bracket. And you're going to start to see over time, like I really do think the whales, the dolphins, the squids, the sharks, like the squids are kind of like the lower tier version of that, but it's going to be such there's a good chance it's going to turn into a lot of money where 10 or 15 years from now, that could be basically the guy on these whale bots that's moving like comparable today, like anywhere from like 20 to 100 Bitcoin is kind of what I think is in the realm of possibilities. So I am super bullish long term. And while the opportunities there, definitely accumulate while you have the chance, because there's really not much of liquid supply left. The other thing to look out for, this is on Hex.vision. If you look at the staking ladder, there's a lot of stakes that are coming out during months of December and I think January, but then after that it starts to taper off. So generally, like when you get the like a lot of supply hitting the market for a while, it's that kind of goes against the idea of like the price immediately going up. But after a while, like as that supply gets churned, eventually those coins aren't going to be on the market anymore. And it's going to get to a point where the supply dries up, and then you have these big impulsive waves like you saw during the big payday. Except this time, the next impulsive wave for Hex, there's actually going to be less supply hitting the market because the big payday had a lot of short-term speculators. The people that got the Genesis shares, because they received the big payday bonus, the emergency unstake penalties are far more severe. Like even if you have stakes that are 2 to 3 years out, doing an emergency unstake on those, like you'll wreck your bag for a lot of those Genesis shares, which is a fair payout. It's like you get the money, but you're committed. So there's more of a disincentive for people to emergency unstake moving forward because of the people that were able to get in during the first during the adoption amplifier. So I would say I still think there's going to be a big wave sometime before I would say between now and I'm just going to say up until the end of Q1. I'm going to give it a pretty big range, but somewhere within that range, I do think there is going to be it's going to start to slowly turn around and then have another big wave up sometime in 2021.
Nice. Nice. Hold on 1 second. We're going to get into that. Look, guys, leave Mark alone. Let him sit in here. He's a concerned troll that has been trolling the YouTube channel, and now obviously he's in Dlive, and maybe he'll learn something. I mean, if he wants to sit here and ask questions instead of concerned trolling and asking stupid questions, look, dude, we know what we're talking about. We know Richard. We know Hex. We've been around for over a year talking about this whole thing ad nauseum. You're new. You're just popping into this community. We don't give a fuck who you are or what you got to say. You're pissing into the wind. So if you want to sit here and learn something, sit here and learn something and listen to the smart people, or take yourself your ass out of here, or get banned and blocked and all that good shit. And then just keep, concerned trolling and doing all your stupid shit. Because no one here needs, wants, or desires to hear anything you have to say, because the stuff you're saying is just talking out the side of your fucking neck. You don't know what you're talking about. So keep it to yourself. Listen, learn something, you stupid fuck, or get out of here. All right? Okay, that's enough. Looking at crypto. Yes, I like your analysis. Good stuff.
Yeah, I do have sorry, I think you're about to say something there.
No, go ahead. I
was just gonna say, yeah, like I have a chart like in front of me, but it's I don't think there's like a way for me to like show it on screen as to what I'm looking at long term. But you
can share your screen. Just go into share screen and then hit application window.
Sure. Let me give that a try.
Or the Chrome tab. That way, it only shows just the chart.
Yeah, you can just do the not the Chrome tab, but yeah, you can do the Chrome tab or just application.
Did you say $20,000 to become a squid or more?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, it's definitely gonna happen sometime this cycle. That I have a very high, because the other consideration is when you have a lot of these stakes that are coming out over the next couple months, it's also going to push up the share price. So you have to basically kind of measure that.
Definitely going to happen. I mean, the share price is going to start to rise as those stakes come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me try.
Shout out to all my squids, Squid Gang, baby.
Squid Gang.
I have a hex chart here. Let me know if you guys are able to see this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. So, yeah, kind of what I'm personally looking at is, if you look back to when Hex first launched on the exchange, it's really just waiting to finally confirm like how steep its trend line is going to be. So, what I mean is, like, you can really only analyze like markets in hindsight. Is at a certain point you'll get the price could go sideways for a while, it could dip down, but at a certain point it is going to start to shift back up. And what I'm seeing is more of like an ascending wedge. And generally, like, once these break out, like these chart patterns happen very frequently, and generally once these break out, you can get a really big expansion again off those macro trend lines that put it basically back into price discovery. So to kind of even just kind of reflect back on the prior price history, you could consider this one a small expansion. What Hex had over the last 8 months, this was a much larger expansion, and I expect that when it finally does pull off its macro trend line again, it's very possible you could basically have an even larger expansion, and then it'll come back down and then hit its long-term trend line. So you see this a lot on Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two easiest ones to reference off of in terms of seeing what these expansions look like. But generally, with each expansion phase, it takes longer. Like, after each successive one, it takes longer before you enter the next one. So although the price has come down after the big payday, this is pretty normal. Like, these kinds of moves happen pretty frequently in crypto, and to me, it's just further accumulating in its in its current ascending wedge until it finally breaks out. And so far, I'm gonna kind of stick to sometime during Q1 of 2021, where you could start to see it pull off its trend line again, and then go back into price discovery mode. Also, don't use the targets I have here. I am just drawing a line to illustrate. I don't think Hex is going to hit $2 this cycle, but I can definitely see it hitting somewhere around like north of 50 cents, maybe even higher. Sometime this cycle, I think, is very reasonable. And so it's the price range on this is pretty massive. And from like a long-term staking perspective, it's pretty good to have a long-term mindset, because during this bear market, there is going to be a bear market for everything in this market. I mean, you get these really big expansions, and then the market contracts until it hits like a new fair market value. But I do expect like there's going to be a big opportunity to collect on emergency unstakes during the time period that will set up your bags for the cycle afterwards. So that's why I personally I'm way more biased towards the staking ladder, and letting the market just kind of do its thing. And then perhaps like, this cycle you can consider like your scale out strategy and so on. Cause I know personally, like I am going to be, if the prices get to like an absurd level and I have stake coming out, I'm absolutely going to sell those. And then I'm going to plan on, and that's for all my cryptos. Like I'm going to sell my Ethereum, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin, and I'm going to read my bags sometime during the next bear market, but still keep a certain percentage, because if you mistime it, you can get totally wrecked. But that's kind of the idea, is like you want to, at a certain point, this is for everything. Like you have the opportunity to de-risk and then move money into like other assets to spread out your risk, so that you're not concentrated in one thing only. So I would say this cycle, Hex is one of the bigger opportunities I see in terms of price appreciation, because the game theory is so well designed, especially now that the big payday has shaken out like a lot of those speculators that were just looking to try and flip. So now that they're gone, you have whatever liquid supply is left, plus perhaps you have some of the some more stakes coming over the next 2 months, and then after that, there's really not much supply hitting the market. So that's the other thing, that the inflation is really low. That's something I actually look for in coins, because I don't want to buy like a cryptocurrency where the inflation is like, where the total circulating supply inflation is like something like 50% or something, which you see on a lot of these ERC tokens. But the thing is, like for the staker class, you're getting 40% like APY on something that has 3.6% inflation. So you're actually getting a massive amount of hacks from that. So like you're getting the inflation onto something that just doesn't have that much. And I think this is this I'm probably borrowing Richard's word here, but inflation is basically like, it's almost like a form of like pollution, but the pollution on Hex is very low now that we're past like the big payday. So
what you're saying is we're equal.
I like that pollution. I like that. That's a good word for it.
Damn, that's crazy to think. I mean, really, because like if a lot of people are staking and some people are just holding and stuff and everything, there really isn't that much Hex on the market, right? Because I mean, I'd have to look up the numbers and see how much Hex is on exchanges and how much Hex is on Uniswap, but it can't be a lot. It doesn't take a lot of money to really shoot the price of Hex up. I mean, we've all seen the numbers of like it's a couple million, and we're singing on the moon.
Yeah. Now I've got my own RG3 freaking philosophy on why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. We saw the FOMO for big payday come in, people trying to front run it, and I'm going to get in and dump. And so we saw the big spike, we saw the big dip, but it caught its natural trend line, and it did find a stabilization point. and we do have a staker class percentage that is in there. And I think, in my opinion, the lull that we're seeing right now since after Big Payday, which I mean really isn't a long.
Yeah.
How far are we away from Big Payday right now? It's a few weeks.
2 weeks.
So really, it's not like it's a bear market or anything. I guess in Hex it is a bear market, but this is just from the FUD. You know, when they were taking, so we've got influencers out there taking chunks of the chart and showing it like it did a boom, like it did a, you know, dead cat bounce / you know, scam wick and down, versus the whole chart, which is freaking phenomenal. Where it's at today is phenomenal. Like if you were to draw a straight line up, it would be, everybody would be, you know, singing its praises and tickling its nuts right now because it was so awesome. What an awesome chart. But because there was that spike and a bunch of FUD came out because of people taking pictures of that, I think that that's where we're sitting right now. And everyone's going, wait a minute. Okay. So Hex is actually safe. So Richard didn't do what we all said he was going to do. And there's an ecosystem built around this whole thing, and it's designed to do what it's been doing. This isn't a scam. This isn't, you know, billions of dollars of fake liquidity, or fake market cap, and solid liquidity that has been staying very, very stable. The liquidity has never moved as far as, you know, coming in or out. It's fluctuated to bring price changes, but it hasn't rug pulled. None of that stuff happened. Big Payday was a disappointment to those who tried to steal from Hex, who tried to steal from us, from Hexicans, from the staker class, from the responsible people. So actually the product itself stopped people from stealing from those who stake. Really? And you're not reading that book and understanding that chapter and going, how do I take advantage of that? Because obviously that's the way to play Hex. That's the way to do it, you know? And I think that just hasn't been realized yet. And that the FUD is still sitting there from Big Payday FUD that everyone's been talking about. And I agree with looking at crypto. We're going to see a market rise. We're going to see people go, okay, the water's fine, time to get in. And we're going to see that happen. And I've always said that there's big money on the sidelines, but I don't think they jumped off the cliff when Big Payday happened. I think they were waiting for that to see where everything went. You know, was that macro event going to kill Hex, or was it going to prove Hex? And it proved Hex. It proved it.
I mean, it did prove it. And then two, we've gotten that whole thing behind us as well. Now Hex is a lot more simpler to explain. We don't have to get into, you know, like referring people or anything like that. It's just get your Hex, stake it, and it's beautiful. You know, shares, which is, shares 6 months ago. I mean, people are still scratching their ass trying to figure out shares. I mean, we were, you know, but we got through it. We figured it out as a community, and now, even up to like 2-3 months ago, people, all they cared about was the Big Payday, really, right? That's what they were thinking: the big payday, the big payday, the big payday. I mean, I remember saying a while ago, like the big payday didn't even really matter past 5 years. So all those 5, I mean, it's a nice sweetener, but it doesn't really matter because you're getting so much more, you know, Hex from you know, the T shares and everything. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it's, you know, it's not that crazy. And I think RH, you know, kind of created the whole thing to let the early guys win, get some Hex, but also not get it not for it to get so overboard that when new people get in, it's a terrible deal for them. Which is pretty nice. Like, because most of the time when you get in projects, especially by the time you hear about them, like, you know, you're buying at a terrible deal and everything's bad and everything. With Hex, look, it's still a great deal right now. The share price isn't that high. I mean, I know the share price is like 16,000 and some change. You can get a T-shirt if you're staking past 10 years. A T-shirt only costs you like 4,000 or 5,000 Hex. That's 4,000 or 5,000 Hex. Like, whew. Yeah. Oh my God. I took my breath away. I was like, woo. But you know, just you know, let me just go back to some of the macro stuff real quick. We actually have, so out of most of the people I know, like looking into crypto is one of the smartest guys I know, and a lot of you guys have heard the news about Richard looking into possibly making a grayscale like vehicle for Hex.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let Look Into Crypto explain why grayscale is so important and why everyone's freaking out, because a lot of people don't even know what grayscale is and how
that's why
crazy.
Bitcoin's pumping right now is
Right.
my opinion.
Mhm.
Let me say something real quick before the
Sure,
smart
sure.
guy talks,
Sure.
because it'll make it a lot better. Then I won't feel dumb talking, because he'll explain what I'm maybe trying to say here. So first of all, yes, that's an important macro event in crypto, grayscale, and he's going to get into detail on it, and that's good. I personally, I don't have a lot of faith in institutional money, but I know it's going to make crypto pump. I just saw what institutional money did in 2017, and they basically rug pulled us all, and that's what institutional money did. So just stand by for that. Now, that's not saying that that's what's happening right now. That's not saying that that Grayscale isn't, trying to make legitimate play here in crypto. But I've seen it before, and I'm freaking gun shy. So, I'm prepared. But the thing about what Richard said the other day on Twitter about this, guys, Richard has left breadcrumbs all over Twitter from day one. I mean, somebody could probably do a YouTube channel on just Richard's tweets and what Hex did after he tweeted, and how it operated and how it functioned. It was, he almost wrote a book on Twitter on what Hex was going to do. And that's what it did, and he's always, his tweets were cryptic and revealing. For instance, the whole Uniswap thing. When that happened, I listened to his tweet. I was like, you know what, this motherfucker's saying that this, get in, get out, get your uni. I had a bunch of wallets. I got my uni. I got in. Boom. Dumped all that uni for Hex, and uni dropped. The bottom dropped out of it, and Hex mooned. And it was, one of the best things that probably happened to my bags, other than initial get in at the million Hex per ETH days. Back in the day, the OG days. But the breadcrumbs were out there, and he left some big breadcrumbs about this whole grayscale thing. So I'm interested to hear what Looks Into Crypto has to say about, grayscale and why that's good for crypto and what that means, what he thinks that means.
Yeah, so grayscale is one of the big whales that's really starting to push up the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, really just the entire crypto market at this point. So I've been tracking the buys for grayscale dating back to September, and as time goes on, their buys into Bitcoin have been getting heavier and heavier, where they're buying more and more Bitcoin on average per day. And it's to the point where a grayscale alone is buying well above the daily inflation of Bitcoin coming into the market, that being 900 Bitcoin per day. So you can think of grayscale as somewhere averaging 1,000 to 2,000 Bitcoin per day. This doesn't include other big whales like Jack Dorsey on Square. This doesn't include PayPal. This doesn't include MicroStrategies. So the amount of buying just from whales alone is probably 4 to 5x higher than what the daily block subsidy is for Bitcoin. So once that happens, the price is at that point, it's of course going to start to go up. So the last 2 months on Bitcoin, those are whales buying. That's grayscale, and really Wall Street level investors coming into the market, pumping everybody's bags, which is great for of us that are in this early. So that's going to keep going on until I would say Bitcoin hits a price of, like, let's say 50, which I don't think Bitcoin's going to hit 50K in the next couple months or anything like that. But it's quite clear that they're hoarding up a ton of supply that's going to lift the entire market up. And what's going to happen is after Bitcoin goes over $20,000 and sustains, like, there is going to be a pullback at a certain point, like, because these rallies they're not sustainable. You're not going to have just a straight, vertical line that goes up to low 50,000. There's going to be a big move up, and then there's going to be a pullback that just wrecks people that are just trading it day to day. They're going to get totally destroyed, lose their Bitcoin, and then those coins are going to be bought up by Grayscale. And then they're going to have an even lower position, have more volume to push the price up. So once Bitcoin sustains above $20,000, there's going to be a lot of speculation coming into assets that are not Bitcoin. And Hex being one that's set up on Uniswap with really good liquidity is very good to speculate on. And speculation means prices go up, the price is going to go higher. Plus, on top of that, you have amplified game theory. So it makes me even more confident as to what the long-term growth potential for X, and having a vehicle such as Grayscale onboarding these kinds of people into Hex. It's going to pump the price. Like, I can't even fathom how much that could possibly. It's so much possible gains that I just can't even fathom it. Like, we're seeing it. They just moved Bitcoin from $10,000 to $20,000 just from Wall Street players entering the game. Hex has a much smaller market cap, so the amount of multiples you do on something like that it's going to far exceed what a lot of people are expecting, and I do think we are going to see that this market cycle. And to have these kinds of players entering in where they're locking up coins for 10 to 15 years, like there's like no supply on the market to really sell the price down, and that's going to do some insane things on the price. Like, and again, I can't even fathom how quickly that can go up. But I do know, like, once that expansion starts, it's going to be fast. And if you don't have your bags, then you're going to be left behind. I mean, the people that are flooding Hex now are the same people. They're going to buy Ethereum when it's over $1,000. They're going to buy Bitcoin when it's over $50,000. So it's the same. You have these, you basically have people that have this quit mentality where they start complaining like during bear markets when that's like the time of like maximum financial opportunity, but they're too scared. Like, they don't have, they're too emotional. They have this emotional response that prevents them from having these kinds of opportunities. So it's a psychological barrier that, because they are emotional about it, they have to tell everybody around them and like say, oh, like this price sucks, like this is all shit, blah blah blah, and then they miss out on the whole opportunity. So I'm not that person. Like, when the price isn't a good spot for buying, like I'm gonna be buying. Like, this is why I don't like these people that have like that feel the necessity to go out of their way to tell somebody else about the price being down. I'm like, dude, like you're no different than the people that were complaining when Bitcoin was like $3,000 or Ethereum was like $100. So you have these opportunities, like you either take them when they're there or you miss out. Like there's one or it's one or the other. Like, you have the opportunity, you take it, or you don't, and you miss out. And most people, 99%, miss out on the opportunity. But the 1% that take it are going to have some massive financial, like they're going to be rewarded financially this cycle. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm super bullish. Yeah.
Insane, dude. Like, if Hexscale or Grayscale or Hex Grayscale, whatever it's end up called, even if it can only operate out of the United States in terms of like selling pieces of Hex to the market, it's either two ways. Either it becomes sort of like an OTC desk where they can buy Hex and then there's services to stake it and custody it for them, or two, they copy the exact model of Grayscale, and you have that model where you essentially can buy $1,000 of Hex for about $100 markup, but you're getting the convenience of it being held for you, plus a service of staking it for you and holding your keys. Because some of these institutional buyers, they're not going to do any of this stuff, but at the same time, the market does benefit from their money being in the market, and because they're so laissez-faire with the money, that they could hold for a long time. And it's exactly what you said. You could dry up the price of liquid Hex. Like, there'd be no liquid Hex, because when these guys get in, it's a monsoon. It just sucks up all that Hex up, and it's staked, and it's just being held. But they have you know, some of these guys, they don't care. I mean, they won't sell until the prices are way higher, which is pretty insane. As well as let's just see, what's the other thing I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It could be sort of a service that it could actually go into 401ks if it's done properly. And it's obviously, and I know the United States is a real big cluster, you know, fuck, but it can be available in a lot of other stock exchanges across the planet, where you could have sort of like a hex fund or a hex stock ticker, and you could people will start be able to buy hex from 401ks. And that 401k money and that stock market money will start trickling into Hex. And this will be the second only product in the world to do that. There's only Grayscale for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, and Hex. So now Hex has essentially put itself as an institutional grade investment. That's a lateral move. That's a fucking lateral move, man. That is, damn, man. That is so G. If this can be pulled off, holy shit. I know it goes a bit against, you know, the whole Hex credo of hold your, you know, but these rich guys, they don't care. You know, they just want to buy the asset. Hey, cool. Here's some cash. Get the asset for me. Cool. Put it in my wallet, and they just go on to their day. But we can leverage that money to help out the hexagons. So why not? It could also serve as an OTC desk. So because you have this big service like let's just call it Heartscale or whatever the hell. Let's just say Heartscale, right? You have this service like Heartscale. You could call Heartscale up and say, hey, I want to sell 1 million hex. I don't want to sell it on the market. I want to sell it OTC. Some guy somewhere in Asia or in Europe or in America is like, yeah, I want 10 million hex, but there's not I'm not going to wick the price on myself. There's communication, a service fee, and boom, the hex goes to a holder, and you get cashed out. And now that hex doesn't hit the market and hurt the price. It's beautiful. You know, I mean, all this can be done, you know, but I know it's going to take a lot of management and stuff, but we'll have to see how it ends up going. But if it follows something like Grayscale and sort of like a Celsius OTC desk, it's beautiful. I mean, this could be something that could really hold up the price and keep increasing the price, as well as, you know, for a lot of people, it'd be like, yeah, like I can only really buy these 5 cryptos here, and Hex is one of them. And that puts it as institutional grade. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Well, there's a whole bunch of this. I mean, it's not just one event that's creating all this. There are a lot of things that are moving this. You know, some of the comments in the chat are talking about that too. So there are forces at work here that are making this thing pump like it is right now.
Man, my brain's like going like crazy thinking about this. It's like, it's so, if you guys understand, like this like Grayscale is buying like in total percentage, like it owns like I forgot how many percent. I think it owns like, it's trying, like Grayscale's trying to own like 5% of Litecoin. It's trying to own like as much Bitcoin as it can, much Ethereum as it can. As soon as institutional investors and people in the regular stock market world can buy up Hex in a stock fractionalized state, means it is being physically bought, but it's being held there. It becomes like a run on the bank, or a run on the Hex market, because it's like all the liquidity like is being held up. And wow, man, it's really beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
Grayscale now has 3% of all Bitcoin, so they're buying a lot. I mean, I'm like this price rise is that they're definitely a large part of that. Like, there's a combination of really big like there's just a combination of whales entering the space. So you have Grayscale, again, Jack Dorsey, like through Cash App, PayPal, like the addition of all these whales entering the space, the number is going to go higher. And it's like, yeah, you can't there. I know there's some comments, I guess, regarding on like a derivative market, which is essentially true. Like there is definitely a derivative market around like Bitcoin, Ethereum to a smaller extent. I don't think that's going to be completely unavoidable, because this is less of an issue with X, because most of the volume trades through Uniswap, so which is actually way better for price discovery, because generally, like the derivative markets, like you are right, that can be detrimental like on the price, because you start diluting the supply. So right now, that's not really as much of an issue for something like Hex because most of the trading is done through Uniswap. But for something like Bitcoin, for example, I do think its long-term price, like perhaps not necessarily this cycle, but because there is going to be all these derivatives that exist in the future, that is also going to limit its potential its maximum price, like 30 years from now. So instead of it being like a $1 million Bitcoin, you could be looking at like a $200,000 Bitcoin, like sustained at those levels. So all that does have an effect to an extent, but I'm not as worried so much with Hex because you do have to get basically those staking rewards. You do have to pull a lot of those coins out of circulation, and then it's going to come down to how big is the derivatives market versus the market that you have on Uniswap. So yeah, I can understand those concerns. I would say with Ethereum, it's solved a lot in terms of the DEX problem. There's more volume that goes through DEXs now than exchanges such as Coinbase. So it's actually harder because of that. It's harder to create a derivatives market and actually completely get away with it. Like that is going to exist. Like people are going to try to do that and dilute the supply for whatever reason it is, whatever their agenda is. But that's going to be part of the that's just going to be part of the reality that we see with cryptocurrency moving forward. Not with Hex now, obviously, but definitely with Bitcoin, lesser extent Ethereum. But for this cycle, it's probably really not going to matter so much. Maybe next cycle I'll reconsider that, but I do know this entire market's going to lift up to some pretty astronomical values. Like we're probably going to see like a $10 trillion market cap at some point across the entire crypto market.
Sweet baby raise. God damn.
That's a tall order. Tall order. Let me see $1 trillion first, then we'll start talking about 10s out there.
Bro, but the more trillions are in this market, the more Hex can absorb it all. Beautiful, man. Yeah. This is I just hope we'll just have to see which way it goes, because it could just be just a place for purchases, big purchases of Hex, which would still be great. So no matter which form it does, but if it takes that whole institutional side, big leads, baby.
It's got to be credible institutional money, though.
Yes,
is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring a Grayscale in. Who's Grayscale? Who the fuck is Grayscale? Right? I mean, really, who are they? Does everybody know who's in Grayscale? Does everybody know who and where that money's really coming from and what they plan on doing? I mean, when you start seeing, and not that any of the other money out there is any better, any kinder, or any, what would you say, has a better moral turpitude or whatever. But I mean, until when you talk trillions and tens of trillions, that's very confident money coming into the space, right, and utilizing it in a proper way. Right. And I don't see that kind of money coming in when we've got fucking pickles and sushi and right, things like that, and influencers like fucking pirates. And I'm telling you, this, in order to get the real serious money in here like that, crypto is going to have to do some amazing things to draw that kind of a crowd, to draw that kind of confidence. And I mean, women were having fun doing what we're doing, but those other people in there are not having fun. They're scamming people, and they've turned this into a gambling shit show. And no real money is going to come into it with all that's laying all over the place. You know what I mean? It's like going into a whorehouse and saying, in downtown and saying, oh, let's turn this into a beautiful fucking Ritz-Carlton high rise. Right.
But the money, look, I agree with, I really do agree with most of you're saying, because crypto it really is a fucking shit show, dude. It's fucking insane. Like, there's so many places to lose your fucking money.
There is.
pasta, hot dogs, this. I mean, before this, ICOs. Hey, join this. Join my my trading group, and like all this fuckery was going on. Like,
and that doesn't don't get me wrong. That happens in the stock market too. There's just as much fuckery going on in there. They've just had it established for a long time, and it's their fuckery. This isn't their fuckery. So they want to make sure that they have a handle on the fuckery before they get in. That's what's going on. I think, I think that's what happened when they came and tested this toy in 2017. They were just given a little test run, see how they can do it, what they can do with it. And they did. They came in and they got out. We saw that. We saw it happen. And unfortunately, there's a bunch of people sitting there with, $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 Bitcoin. And like Looking at Crypto said, when Bitcoin travels up there again, those people are going to jump ship, and you're going to see another dip. So that might be the entry point for a company or an organization like Grayscale to really, jump in and get their feet, real moist and own a share of, or a controlling share of it, I guess. But then at that point, I mean, what does that really make them in the scheme of things? Somebody else could come in and do this a lot quicker and bring a lot more to the table. There's other organizations out there that can do that. So
it becomes a race, just like all these institutions and things are like playing a game of musical chairs, trying to sit down to get more Bitcoin. There's going to be at some point there's going to be a race to get your hex and race to get those T-shares, because it's like there's only so many T-shares. I got to get them quick before the price goes up on me. And like that's going to happen. There at some point. I know. Like this is kind of like we're extrapolating out a little bit, but there will be institutional FOMO for hex at some point. We're seeing the beginning cooking it, right? So it's like, imagine like Bitcoin's like the 4-minute mile, right? Nobody think you can do a 4-minute mile. Then Bitcoin breaks it. Then everyone else is like, dude, I can do the 4-minute mile. I can do the 4-minute mile. So like, don't think this whole hex thing is like so far behind. Like I wouldn't be showing my face and doing all this stuff for hex and putting myself out here for 3 days a week and doing podcasts and talking about it to people and privately if I didn't believe in this project. And I seriously believe that this thing is going to be big. Fucking gigantic.
It already is. It already has been big.
But I'm talking gigantic, sir. I mean, fucking gigantic. I mean, it's fucking mind-boggling. Every time I get pissed off at Hex, I just look back and I was like, God damn, this thing's gonna be big. Fucking, what am I fucking at? But I mean, this is why I don't trade. I fucking staked. I'm staked 100% I think I got maybe like 50K Hex, maybe. That's it. Everything else is staked out. I mean, that's how confident I am, and I'm staked out all the way out.
Yeah,
my liquid bag's a little deflated.
Well, yeah, Mama took it all.
Mama got some of the liquid. Hey guys, so with RG3 has his new gig, I've got to get running. I'm going to let you guys. You guys want to stay on the show for a little bit? You guys got some things to talk about?
Yeah, I'll just stay on the show. We'll talk a little bit more.
You steer the ship. Don't fucking hit a rock or anything.
Oh no, don't worry, man. We're just going to chill town.
Chill time and all that. So I got a report. I got to go take care of, and it's going to get late for me, and I got to get that done by tomorrow. So I'll be up. But I just wanted to spend some time with everybody, and it's been 2 hours. All right, guys, have a good one, and don't forget to release the. Oh, I have to do that. Hold on, I'll release. Well, there's nothing in there. Do I have to put some in there? Yeah, I guess I better put something in there for these guys.
Right? And then I'll end this right.
Let me put a little bit in there tonight's. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and release the Kraken, guys. Hold on, just put a little more in there,
right?
Just a little.
For you guys to stick around after the captain leaves, I'm gonna say a secret. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. Me and you've been cooking up. I'm gonna give him a little time frame, and I'm gonna give him a little taste of what it's gonna be.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Have a good one. There's the distribute the rewards. There it goes. All right, I'm bailing out. You guys have Looking at Crypto. Thanks for hanging out with us, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
And hey, we'll get together. We'll get together and go have some lunch over there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Let's do it.
Right on, right on. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you guys on Wednesday. I think we've got.
Woo.
Oh, we might have another guest.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were going to have somebody very, very special, but I don't think so. He hasn't reached out. You know. All right, guys. Hector Protector, good job. Papa Boner, 44. Randy, 32. Brand, 26. And Seth, 21. Hector got 76.9 lemons. All right, guys. Have a good one. Catch you soon. Peace.
Hey, hey, Wasabi. Are you reading the Dlive chat right now?
No, I'm not. I'm just seeing the YouTube comments.
I just read.
StreamYard.
I'm reading these Dlive names, and I'm like, these are going to be the guys that have hella money. These trolls. Well, shout out to Papa Boner, Motley, Randy. Well, all those names are pretty normal, but like the Hex Karma, like these. Man, I'm so happy you guys are gonna make it, dude. I'm like, God bless, dude. God bless.
Yeah, that's the awesome part is you have this is you don't. I mean, this like never really happens where you have what I would consider just like it's everybody in this community in some ways trying to improve themselves like financially moving forward. So it's not like any of us like on stream have like millions of dollars or something like that we're throwing into the market. Like everybody here is basically working their way up, and that's pretty unique in the in the Hex community. Is it's more I like the word I would describe it. There's not you know how like things can get like pretentious like when you get to like a certain like there's like that kind of vibe. Yeah, there's like that there's like kind of that I don't know the exact word for it, but it's like a more natural, like it's much more natural as to like how people actually are in practice. So you don't have like these like elitists or something like that in the Hex community like you see in you're seeing it definitely in Bitcoin, but
yeah, it's getting a little elitist as well. They've been selling out to like Wall Street. I mean, like, not to say anything bad about it, but like, you kind of need the money, but not really. I mean, with Hex, draw enough money from people just having other bags that they could. I mean, just as crypto gets richer and richer and richer, and Hex lives longer and longer, you get that Lindy effect where the longer it survives, the more people believe in it, right? So the more hits we fucking take in Hex, the more bulletproof we become, right? And that's kind of what's going on, Maxi, yeah, same as gold bugs, yeah, exactly. Basically, like right now, Bitcoin is fucking boomer money. I mean, it really, but it's still good to have some, and just because one day, like the fucking price on that motherfucker will hit like fucking like. The all-time low for Bitcoin next cycle is probably going to be like 30, 40 grand. That's being for real. Like it was $3,000 this cycle. Next cycle, the all-time low would be like 30, 40 grand, right? And the same thing for Hex, it's going to be, I don't know where we're going to top out at, right? But you take 90% off the top and it's more than it is right now. That's why I've been telling you guys, like, not financial advice, but buying Hex under a penny is a great fucking deal. Especially now while the share price hasn't exploded yet. I mean, it's gone up like 60% or so, but it's still steadily climbing, and you'll be surprised that by March and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised we hit 20K or hit 18 or 19K. So it just starts costing you more and more Hex in order to get more shares. And I'm making sure that when I'm laddering right now, and I'm making I look at my 10 to 15s, and I'm just looking for holes of where to fill it up. Like, you know what? I'll have some Hex or Hex come out that month. Because if you're doing a proper like staking strategy, you essentially, once you got that 10 to 15 nice and spaced out, then when you get a stake that comes out today, you just stake it out past that point. And essentially now when you hit the 10-year mark or the 15-year mark, you have nothing but 10-year stakes perpetually coming in Hex. I mean, that's a staking ladder. It's like a bond. I mean, look, you guys ever want to learn how to do this? There's something called a bond ladder or a CD ladder, and you can pretty much figure out how to do it. Some people do it with 5-year stakes. Like some people, and that's not a terrible strategy too, because if like what you could do is you could set up to a point where like If the average is 5, let me set it up to 6 or 7, and then start always getting past the average. It's not a terrible idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's the awesome part is you can actually like really the set it and forget it mentality works really well because I was even taking a look at the amount of hex that I accrued across all the stakes over the last couple months, and like it's a good amount of just residual income that's coming in, and then generally like as time goes on, the price floor on the asset will shift up over time. So the timing is really the long-term gain. You start to your price floor starts to shift upward even on all the interest that you accrue. So that's the part that's awesome. Like I know like in the hex, like I'll pop in like the Telegram channels here and there, but I noticed like in the trading Telegram, there's a lot of people, like I guess not really a lot, but there's definitely a couple of people there like looking into like all the chain analysis as to like who's like buying or selling, blah blah blah. But like kind of the whole point is like, you don't have to like do any of that because like markets themselves, like markets are indeterministic. Like you're not going to know like what's going to be the right answer at like a given moment in time. Like it's never like that easy. Like that's why only just a few percent of the people, really probably just 1%, make it through market cycles. Like most people get shaken out in bear markets and then they come back when the prices are way higher, and then they can only buy back like a tenth of the bag. So that's the whole. I think you'd be pretty amazed just how much you'd be getting if you set up like a staking ladder. But also just keep in mind, just take the time to understand like what the implications are in the staking ladder, what emergency unstake penalties are, how those vary based on how long you're staking. Wow, that's important. So I think it's going to set up for some great things later on. So.
Like just to give some math on this, like I had a couple hundred hex stakes, 100,000 hex stakes that came undone a couple days ago, and they paid me out like what 158,000 hex.
Mm-hmm.
So just peep the math, right? That was like 11, almost 12 shares. It was almost 12 shares for that 100K hex, and I restaked it past 10 years, and it gave me 18 shares. So I gained 8 shares on top of my original stake. So my original stake was 11 shares, and I restaked it, and I think maybe an 18 and some change, but basically it was 7 to 8. I gained 7 to 8 shares just restaking my principal past 10 years. That's how crazy. So it's like I'm keeping my interest. That's if I don't restake it, but I'm keeping my interest and restaking that principal out, and then I just have another 100,000 hex stake or 1 million hex stake comes done, and now I got 2 more stakes, and I'm up another 18 more shares. It's insane. I mean, I'm just telling you, like you guys, all you guys have to do for you guys here right now, right? And this is not financial advice, but do whatever you think is right. But as long as you're just restaking your principal out past, past 10 years and stuff, so you can max out the share rate and fill in holes in your ladder and stuff, you're going to do A-okay, because you can just keep the interest there. If you're that scared, keep the interest from your 1-year stakes if you still have them, restake the principal, and there you got your little safety blanket, and then you don't have to do anything dumb. You can be agnostic to it. Like when the price really runs up, you sell a little bit, and then when it goes back down, you buy back. Sounds pretty prudent to me. I mean, it's just you got to be like, I'm in this. Like you basically you got to get in your mindset that I'm here. Yeah, exactly, Hexadente. Yeah, you just got to treat this like. But people don't have this common sense. You guys do, right? Because you guys have been listening to us. You guys have been listening to Hexo. You guys have been listening to everybody, Gary and everybody, and what's it called, Randy, and I mean, like, look, there's so many OGs in here, so many good people and stuff, like Motley Investor and stuff that have these great strategies. Crypto Coffee. I mean, we have such great people in here that have been pushing this long-term mentality. But there's a lot of people outside of this community that don't have that. Because it's traders mentality, right? So you guys are quite advanced. I mean, we were like, this community here was, I think we received the most amount of uni token as a community for any community. I think Richard said we had gotten about 7% of the entire Uniswap drop, which was awesome. Some community like that everyone was fucking shitting on, and we got fucking paid, son. That was nice. And we deserve it too, because we popularized Uniswap. I mean, we really proved the concept here. We put serious volume and buys and stuff on a decentralized exchange that people didn't trust decentralized exchanges before. I mean, before when Hex first got into Uniswap, I mean, dude, I don't even think $1 million were transacting on Uniswap at the time, or maybe just barely, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty low, because I remember this was well before I even got into Hex, but I remember using like Kyber Network at the time to do like swaps on decentral, just to do like a swap on a DEX. Like liquidity was like really low. It was pretty cool at the time, and then it wasn't really until Uniswap where really I think there's a lot of people don't realize how powerful Uniswap's going to play out cycle, and really just what that's going to do for crypto in general, because like historically, like centralized exchanges, like they, you know, suck. Like it's just, you know, if you have to use like a centralized exchange now to buy and sell your stuff, like it's kind of a downgrade. So that's pretty awesome that Hex was the first to really popularize decentralized exchanges in general, because that's kind of like the whole point of cryptocurrency, like that. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see it play out, because this wasn't something I predicted originally, but I do recall one of my friends, this is back during the 2017 bubble, he was saying like the last really big, like really parabolic, where you get these insane gains, is going to be decentralized exchanges. And it's really cool to see that playing out, you know, a couple years later, and then seeing Hex is like one of the main reasons why that happens in the first place.
No, definitely. And hey, I don't know if whoever's listening out there, you know, maybe the OA or some master races out there listening, but on gohex.win, I would love it. It shows the share price, right? But it'd be really cool if it showed the share price for just doing getting one share for a 10 or 15 year stake, because I feel like that would really break down the numbers. Like it's a mental block. It's sort of like it's our unit bias, right? So like, because 16,000 hex like for a share, okay, cool. Oh, 4,000, yeah, that's not that bad. I could swing that. It just gets people to do more prudent things, you know, maybe do a 10-year stake, or maybe an 11 or 14 or 15 or 555. I know, 10-year doesn't seem that long to me, but 15 for a lot of people, 15 years is like, fuck, man, that's a lot of time. But like, that's just how we think. But if maybe we could just show the different share prices, maybe just a second number, maybe having like for the 16 for that short term one, and then how much hex it takes to do like a 10. And I think for the maximum amount of shares, and then how little hex it is. And that'll get people to just kind of understand, like, yeah, let me put these shares away. Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it for a long time, because I'm always like calculating it out. Like, fuck, man. I mean, I had to play around with it for a while to figure out like what was the minimum amount of hex I needed to do a 10-year stake that give me one share. I mean, like I'll just do some little math right here on the call right here. So let's just say you have one share, right? Just one share. And right now the current share payout is like 6. But let's just say it averages over time at 4, right? I think that's fair, right? So that's 4 times 365 times 365. It's about 1,400 per year, right? Let's just do a 15-year stake. So your one little T share, 2,100. That's just off of like the payouts. It can be high. I think it's gonna be higher than this, but that's on a 1 T share stake. That could be like 4,000 or 3,000 hex. That's really good. And if hex is anywhere at like above 10 cents, 20 cents, especially 15 years from now, you know how weak the dollar is going to be in 15 years. Like hex, dollars and dollars and dollars. That's an income you can live on. Like this is something when I was talking to Crypty Girl. Crypty Girl was oh, thanks Brendan for that spreadsheet. That actually really helped when doing the stakes. it kind of showed it kind of she kind of did her stakes in a way where like it showed how much as a projection how much hex would be and what it would equal as an income. So those numbers were really nice and stuff. So you're like, wow, I really don't need that much hex out there in the 10 to 15s. You just but to be something, right? So at least I would recommend, you know, if you're, because right now the t-shirt, I mean, dude, it doesn't even cost a lot, man. Just put one t-shirt a month from 10 years to 15. Why not? Just do that and then have your nice shares there just for emergencies and just spend the one share. What the hell is one t-shirt cost you? Like one t-shirt like let me I'll just break it down right now. Shit. Let's see. So you'll need 60 t-shirts and 60 t-shirts. That's all you need to have one t-shirt from 10 to 15 years every month and spend that as your income. I mean, that's nothing. You know, yeah. Identity blocks. Like, here we go. I'm FOMOing now. Beautiful. But yeah. I'm actually going to go more into this and stuff. So, in something, so me and RG are planning to do something, next year, and I'll let you guys in on it and stuff. But just to let you guys know right now, because I'm probably gonna end the stream right now because it's getting a little late over here as well. But I've got the crypto mindset Q1 coming out. Tomorrow enrollment ends, and that's it. So right now the course costs about $497, and I'm doing a special thing for the hexagons that if you pay in crypto or in hex, I accept hex. The course will cost $420 just for you guys. For all you blazing ass hexagons out there and stuff. So if you want, here's the course link. It runs for 10 days from December 10th to the 20th. It's going to be 2 classes, one in the morning, 10 Eastern Standard Time, and another one in the afternoon, 10 Eastern Standard Time PM. And the video conference calls last for about 2 hours. Afterwards, we have an unrecorded talk where we talk a little. We can go more into nitty gritty stuff where it's not recorded, and then bam, it's really, I mean, magic happens in this thing. You know, we give good ideas, we get people up to snuff and stuff. If you feel like you're already at that level, maybe this is a course maybe you can just recommend to someone that you can't spend the time to get them up to that level where you can start talking hex stuff to them, right? And I mean, it's such a great deal. We have a lot of fun. We already have quite a few people in there, right? We're already at over 200 people already in there right now, and the webinars are crazy. Everyone loves it, and then everyone's like helping each other out and stuff, and it's pretty cool. It becomes sort of like a tribe as well. And then, you know me, man, I'm pro hex. So I'm gonna throw out the link for you guys here. Let me here you guys go. Here's the link, as well as if you do want to pay in crypto, you can just send me your an email at $crypto@gmail.com, and I'll get you guys sorted out and stuff, and I'll make sure you guys get the discount as well. I do accept hex if you guys want to do that. If not, I accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. But man, like I'm trying to, you know, I'm just really trying to help you guys out and stuff, and you know, start making some money, man. Like start this people just don't pay attention, right? Like people are too day to day, and I even notice. I mean, with the hexagons is usually not too bad, but I notice it's like people are just like they're tripping out about the price. I mean, we all love it when the price goes up, but you have to get more of a long term mentality, right? Because like hodlers win, right? You got anything else?
And that's. I was just gonna say, yeah. I know there was there's just like a post on Twitter, like a couple of days ago. There was like I think it was just like a random guy from one of the crypto communities mentioning like trading or something like that. But I just wanted to throw out there. Like, I know I've known dollar cost and Charlie for quite a while in this market cycle, and I know for a fact like they're not like just constantly flipping out of like coins in and out. Like they have a very good mindset as far as like keeping 80% of your assets in those long-term positions, but even recognizing those opportunities, like such as you've seen, like with Hex, and things like that. That's this I really think is like an opportunity of like the generations, just this entire market and what's coming over the next couple of years. So mistakes are very costly, and it helps out a lot not having to go through like those mistakes. I mean, last, like during the 2017 bubble, like even if I look at my entire progression, like through the crypto market, like there was that entire, so my I was part of like the 2017 run up, but
Right.
I was also new in the market at the time. So fortunately, like I didn't like lose like money on the run up, but whatever gain that I had in the market cycle, like I thought I was like, at the time I thought I was like amazing, like I could outpace like the market or whatever, like not recognizing like when the macro trend starts to change, and like I lost all those gains like in the bear market. And fortunately, like it wasn't like I didn't get totally decimated, where I was able to like learn from that and then just invest capital going into this market cycle. And it's really powerful having people that have that kind of like, they have that experience, like being in the market for years. And unfortunately, the people that enter the space in like 2022, most of them are going to get wrecked, like
Right.
bad, like really, really bad. And there's just going to be a small pocket of people that have these kinds of opportunities. So I already know the first rounds through the crypto mindset course. Those people are doing really well, and I actually spoke with a couple of them last night on through Zoom, and I know a lot of them have like a hold positions mindset, not degenerate trading or anything like that. So it's, those people are going to do extremely well. So small, yeah.
Yeah, we whip it out of them, man. It's like a boot camp, man. You live, eat, breathe, live crypto for for 10 days, and it gets you in the right mindset, and it's the long-term mindset. And obviously there's some people that just all they fucking want to do is trade, and we're like, all right, you want to trade? Fine. You'll here, follow these rules right here, and the least chance you'll get wrecked, but there's still a chance you can get wrecked. But you can't help everybody, but you try. I mean, I really tried with some people, and a lot of them did listen. So it's really great. Just for some of the people asking, I handle the fundamental analysis, as Charlie, he handles the technical analysis. So in the morning, which will be like 10 Eastern Standard Time in the morning, that'll be the technical analysis, which will be the like how to chart and how to look at a crypto and the RSI and all that jazz. And in the afternoon, I'll be handling the fundamental analysis, which is like how to research a cryptocurrency, and as well as like we just kind of go over trends, like looking into crypto just said. But yeah, it's going to be a wonderful time, and I hope you guys can join me. And man, I can't wait for this bull market, man. I know you guys can't wait right now. Whew. When things start pumping, man, we're all gonna be happy. That's for sure. Oh, look who just joined. What's up, Motley?
What's up, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Where's your camera, man? I would have brought you in here earlier.
You want my camera on real quick? So so when RG3 was leaving, he dropped something, by the way.
What'd he drop?
He dropped a key. You know where that key goes to?
What?
It goes to his cabin.
What are you doing in there?
What's up, RG3? I found this laying around. I thought I'd swing in real quick. No, it's not his cabin. It's just I found a key to one of them.
That's so cool.
That's it. That's all I wanted to come up for. That was literally it.
So Molly, actually, I want to actually let you know something. So this is
what's up?
So for you guys that stayed on the stream for this time, I wanted to announce something that me and RG are going to be doing. So me and RG are going to be launching a Hex course we're deciding right now between January and February. We're just trying to figure out through RG's schedule because he's just really busy because of the new job and everything. But we're setting up a Hex course where we're going to go over staking, MetaMask, wallets. I mean, everything. It's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to go over moon math. We're going to have it might run like 2 to 3 days, and you guys want to be in that course when we're not recording. Because we're gonna go fucking full. We're gonna go full moon. Like, there's stuff that I wish I could say on here that I can't. I just can't. I wish I could. Because everyone controls me from being a moon. I can go hard in the paint when it comes to this moon shit and like in terms of prices for everything. But I can't because it's not. You can't do that, right? But in the course, in the Hex course, we'll have you, and we'll have Crypto Coffee and a bunch of other guys in there. I mean, we're gonna have fun in there. It's gonna be like a pirate's den. We're gonna be able to teach guys about Hex, get strategies done, kind of figure out game theory as well as, and then right after, boom, we're gonna have a blast after we're done recording.
Bro, people don't even know. Like when we end these streams, like it gets wild. Like in the green room, like it gets unleashed. Like we'll literally stay in here for like till like 3 to 5. I was in here till 5 in the morning on the last one. Like
it happens all the time, dude. Like
every
I remember
time.
like, all the time. I feel so bad for you. Like I think I'm like fucked for work, and then like I look at your time, you're
East
like 2 hours
Coast.
ahead of me.
Yeah. The sun, I can actually like see the sun coming up sometimes. I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. It's totally worth it though. Like like when you say like the level of debauchery and like how like we get into some crazy stuff. Like you said, it's almost like not even responsible to do on stream. So
right. But
that kind of stuff's got to be in the back rooms.
The hexagon in me wants to talk about it.
I know.
We can go into so many staking strategies and cashing out strategies and laddering out and everything. But we can't just get into those numbers. But if we're in this one place, I think it's going to be fun. It's we'll give more info as time goes on because we're still kind of outlining the course and writing out stuff and doing videos and everything for it. But look forward to that next year. It's going to be awesome, as well as it's going to be a good time for Hex because there's not much supply out there after February.
When Heart Scale kicks off. Woo.
Well, thank you so much for coming, you guys, and I'd love to see you guys on the course, and I'll check you guys next time on Discourse Syndicate. Peace.
Thanks for the cabin, RG3. You're the best.
Stake your hex with the ladder. Stake 5, 5, 5. Get all those